Shalom and welcome to Students of Torah. This year is entitled Har Habayit number 145. And the discussion continues. We're going to Poletet Shechva Zera. The first year regarding Poletet Shechva Zera is discuss what is the status. Who is a Poletet Shechva Zera? It's basically a woman has relations with her husband, and then she is considered like a Baal Keri. Zera is any kind of emissions from her that halachically would give her the status of Baal Keri for 72 hours. She can have that status. So for taharot, touching taharot, that clearly is also according to all the Rishonim for a woman who's Poletet Shechva Zera. What about for a husband? If she's Poletet Shechva Zera, is that an issue that she needs to take into account? Rashba, Ravid, other Rishonim say it is not an issue, and therefore she can go ahead and do a count of Shiva Nakim without worrying about Poletet Shechva Zera, while the Rambam and the Shulchan Aruch hold that it is an issue, and therefore between a husband and a wife, when she's looking to set up her 7 clean days, it must be days without any Poletet Shechva Zera. And the previous year we said that that's why we have 5 days when she sees before she begins to count of the 7 clean days. Now, the third question is, we discussed Poletet Shechva Zera regarding Taharot, which is certainly an issue. We discussed Poletet Shechva Zera regarding Ishud with a husband. And we said that we are Machmir. What about Poletet Shechva Zera and going up to Har Habayit? So that's a fascinating question. The Gemara neither, not so clear. She certainly cannot be, Poletet Shechva Zera cannot be in the Machane Shechina, which means it can't be in the Azar area, Ezrat Nashim area. But what about, there's Azar area, there's Nashim, maybe Drabanan. What about Machane Levia, which is the Har Habayit? So the Gemara neither Membase, not so clear that it's a problem. The Minchat Chinuch in both Siman Kuf Pei and Siman Kuf Pei Aleph discusses the status of a woman, Poletet Shechva Zera and Har Habayit. And in Kuf Pei, he seems to say that she cannot be on the Har Habayit. In Kuf Pei Aleph, he says, oh, Poletet Shechva Zera, not so clear. Anida cannot be in the Har Habayit Machane Levia. Azava cannot be Har Habayit Machane Levia. Azav cannot be in the Har Habayit, the Machane Levia. And a Mitzorah cannot be in all 3. And a Tamei Meit cannot be in the Machane Shechina, in the Azara. Those are all clear. Which one must leave from which Machane? The Minchat Chinuch in Kuf Pei Aleph says not so sure Poletet Shechva Zera must leave the Machane Levia, the Har Habayit. Tzarech Ian, he leaves it as a suffix. So if it's a suffix, there's no Shulchan Aruch. As we said, the Aruch HaShulchan in Kuf Tzadivav Sif Katam Lamid Hey. He over there says we are Machmir for a pleasure of Zera regarding her husband. And everyone agrees we are stringent with the pleasure of Zera regarding Taharot. But he doesn't talk about Har Habayit. Shulchan Aruch doesn't mention anything about pleasure of Zera and Har Habayit. So we have the Minchat Chinuch and others in Safek, where the Poletet Shechva Zera is a problem for Har Habayit. So Al-Haramor says, in such a case, it would seem we are talking about what? Assuming that there is Kedusha to Har Habayit today, Mida Oraita. And therefore all the restrictions of the various levels of Tamah apply to today. It would seem we're talking about a Safek D'Oraita. So if it's about a Safek D'Oraita, then one should be Machmi, stringent, and therefore a woman who's Poletet Shechva Zera should not be on the Har Habayit. So now the question is, okay, but she can certainly matire herself. Yetz Hashem, the next year we'll discuss how a woman who's Poletet Shechva Zera can be matire herself for the Har Habayit. Shalom.